This young Zambian athlete is on a mission to prove her doubters wrong. Daisy Nguni suffers from intellectual disability. She has difficulties with her speech and reading. But what Daisy struggles to do in a classroom, she makes up for it on the track.
I started running when I was 17 years old. I want to be fit and to start to help some others when I grow up.
The hard work is already paying off for Daisy, who in 2015 won silver at the Special Olympics World Games in Los Angeles.
I'm kind of that girl who I always put myself, not to push myself back. So I like to do us like one or two things. At least we need more athletics inside because there are few others. Because as like we need them to participate. Even them, they should achieve something in their lives.
Her exploits on the field are a source of inspiration to her peers and teachers alike, and each time she's running, she's not in short supply of people cheering her on. And this was true when Daisy participated in the selection competition for next year's Special Olympics Games in Abu Dhabi.
Daisy is quite a good athlete. Mainly she features in 100 meters race. She has been coming number one of late. The future for her looks very bright because she's determined in her approach to the athletics. Even at school, she's quite determined girl.
While the future may look bright for Daisy, in most parts of Africa, disability is a big issue, with people living with disabilities being often discriminated against. In the case of Zambia, with an estimated 2 million disabled people, the country is still struggling to provide a decent living for the disabled, especially children who in some instances are even abandoned by their families. But there are those that believe that regardless of one's condition, the power of sport can help fight such inequalities, and children with disabilities should be encouraged to take up sport.
It's extremely important. Just like any other child, competition is important. Not competition in a negative way. Remember each one of us when we were growing up, the first education platform, the first classroom, was never the 4-room in the classroom. It was play.
Sentiments such as these are shared by some of the partners for Special Olympics Zambia.
People are born as people. No two people are the same, no two people are equal. Even in the UK, we have a massive initiative at the moment, EDI, equality, diversity and inclusivity. Zambian society needs to be the same. And some people may be born fit and healthy, some people may be blind, some people may have a physical disability, people have a mental disability, but they're all part of society.
The benefits of sport in children living with disabilities are ones that Madalitso Piri, who is epileptic, knows too well. She has been living with the condition since she was 5, but through playing football, a lot has changed about her.
We get so much in these games. Others, they are flexible, they cannot move their bodies, but when we play football, we do line-ups, we become flexible very much. So they should just continue doing this.
So what does her mother make of the progression in her daughter's condition ever since Madalitso started playing football?
I'm really impressed, because what made me to be impressed more is that from the time she joined the Special Olympics Zambia, before that my daughter was stiff because of often jerking and everything which was happening to her. But from the time she was enrolled in the group of people who were playing games, she's really active. And it has even improved her life. If I'm telling you my daughter this time, she can do everything. Everything which I do. She cooks, she does everything for herself. That means it makes me happy because I was not expecting it.
The Zambian government is aware that for as long as there's no shift in societal prejudices against people living with disabilities, it would be difficult for them to excel. Little wonder that whenever there are sporting events for people with disabilities like this one, the government is represented.
Everybody is relatively disabled in one way or the other. And so we just need to see how everybody should be included in our communities. And we will be dealing with our own issues at our own pace, our own time. And that way, I think everybody will be happy.
And ahead of next summer's World Games, the local body for Special Olympics is ensuring that all the nuts and bolts are tightened in order for Zambia to reap medals.
This is the first time that we are taking a football team. This is the first time we are taking a bocce team to compete at the World Games. And we've engaged the federations that are involved in the specific, the Zambia Athletics Association, Football Association of Zambia, to support our coaching staff through the selection process as well as the training. So that should be adequate enough to prepare the selected athletes to be able to perform at an expected level.
The last 3 times that Zambia has sent representatives to these games, they've not come back empty-handed. And this time, the story may not be different. The only difference, though, may lie in the color of the medals. I am Kennedy Gondwe for Kwesé Sports in Lusaka.